Hello folks, Jarrod Fairclough here, producer of the podcast. What you're about to listen to was part of our April Fools for 2025. Every year, Tough Pigs likes to go all out, and this year we created a brand new character and spotlit it as only we can do. So we made a full podcast episode based on Korbett the Frog. Korbett the Frog doesn't exist, spoiler alert. Neither does Jean Pierre Baguette, that's just me doing a French accent, and neither does Lucas Ross. He is in fact performed by Dana Carvey. But please sit back and enjoy our 2025 April Fool's Day episode of 70 Years, 70 Muppets. Roll music! Hello and welcome to 70 Years, 70 Muppets, a Muppet Fan podcast presented by toughpigs.com. This is the podcast where we celebrate the Muppets' 70th anniversary with 70 straight weeks of spotlights on our favourite Muppet characters, from the most popular to the most obscure. I am this week's host, Jarrod Fairclough, and the Muppet of the Week is Korbett the Frog, designed by Iris Ludico, first performed unofficially by Gern Blanston and then officially by Richard Hunt, making his world debut in 1961. My guest today is an old friend from my Muppet Mindset days and a Korbett the Frog fanatic. He's also the man behind the viral Korbett the Frog should host the 2026 Oscars campaign, which is continuing to gain traction, even though Conan O'Brien has been confirmed to be returning. It's my buddy Jean Pierre Baguette. Jean, thank you for being here.
Bonjour, Jarrod. It is a pleasure to be here.
I'm so excited. I looked at my email this morning, and you and I have been looking at doing some sort of Korbett podcast since 2016. So as soon as I saw Korbett on Disney's list, I think I FaceTimed you to tell you, didn't I?
That is true. I was riding my comically tall bicycle on my way home from my job as a mom at the Arc de Triomphe.
Well, then let's jump straight in. Let's talk Korbett. I found that a lot of us fans like to pick funny, obscure Muppets to sort of like ironically champion, like, you know, Ryan Dozier used to talk about Angus McGonagall. I've gone all in on Mr. Curly Twirly. But your fandom for Korbett sort of started like that, but has stretched beyond that now.
Oui.
So, I guess the question is, why Korbett?
And it is a fair enough question indeed.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. So it all began when I was a young baby, and my grandfather had been in Kentucky in America in 1988 when a Muppet Family Tax Day had aired. He had used a Laserdisc recorder to record the program and brought it for me to watch.
Yes, now for listeners who don't know, famously, A Muppet Family Tax Day only aired once in 1988, and all known copies, I should say, were destroyed by a man only known as, like, Jensen? I think you pronounce, yeah.
Well, you'll say all copies were destroyed, but as far as I know, the Laserdisc is the last one in existence.
Right, so another fun fact. So when I travelled to Europe in 2017, you and I actually spent a day hunting a Laserdisc player in Paris so we could watch it together. Unfortunately to no avail.
Right, so when I watched the program as a small boy, I noticed that Korbett was wearing a beret, which is a very French thing to do. He also speak with a vague European accent, and it was the first time I had seen myself reflected in the Muppet family.
Interesting. Well, because, famously, Piggy speaks French, so you didn't see yourself in her?
No, not at all. She was a glamorous pig, and I was a small boy wearing a black and white striped shirt with a pencil-thin mustache eating a croissant. She could not be more different to myself, and even to Korbett.
Well, let's talk a bit about your history with Korbett's music, because you also famously performed a cover of Prince's When Doves Cry, which was your first dance at your wedding.
Oui, that was such a painful experience. There's a strange clause in Universal Music contract, and the actress Jennifer Love Hewitt gained the rights to the song when she did season 5 of The Ghost Whisperer. So we had to go through her directly to get it, and get permission to play the song. And it was not cheap, no? It cost us 46,000 euro.
What? Jesus Christ. Why?
The song had not been publicly released except for the secret track on the B-side of the UK Muppet Music Sampler cassette tape from 1993. And try as I might, I could not find a working copy. Plus, my cassette player is filled to the brim with escargot, so you know.
That's nuts. Alright, well, look, moving on. There's been chatter of, like, lately of a recast, and Peter Linz is the current favourite to play Korbett in the upcoming movie. I'm wondering, is that the opening music again? Why is that playing?
Hello and welcome to 70 Years, 70 Muppets, a Muppet fan podcast presented by toughpigs.com. This is the podcast where we celebrate the Muppets' 70th anniversary with 70 straight weeks of spotlights on our favorite Muppet characters, from the most popular to the most obscure. I am this week's host, Joe Hennes, and the Muppet of the Week is Korbett the Frog, designed by Iris Ludico, first performed unofficially by Gern Blanston, and then officially by Richard Hunt, making his world debut in 1961. It's been said that there are only two inevitable and unavoidable things: death and taxes. The Muppets have added one more: Korbett the Frog. Try as we might, it would have been impossible for the Muppets to achieve the legacy and longevity they've enjoyed over the past 7 decades without the special secret sauce that only a character like Korbett can provide. Unfortunately, Korbett's X Factor has not come without a price. Now, hang tight and you'll learn exactly why Korbett the Frog will lead to the downfall of the Muppets. When you think about the Muppet family, surely you start with Kermit the Frog, Miss Piggy, Fozzie Bear, and Gonzo the Great. Casual fans may include Animal, Beaker, Rolf, Swedish Chef. True fans might go as far as Beauregard, Pops, or Wayne and Wanda. But it takes a special fanatic to not only recognize the existence of Korbett the Frog, but to actualize the fact that he is the glue that holds the Muppet Theater, and by extension, the Muppet world, together. But that world, much like the planet Krypton, is doomed. Want to know why? Keep listening and all will be revealed. To paraphrase the immortal words of Dominic Toretto, it's all about family. Giving Kermit a brother-in-law allows his backstory to expand, like you frogs expand. Suddenly, Kermit has parents, and his parents had other tadpoles who had lives of their own, which include rites of passage, such as marriage. Those marriages come with prenuptial agreements, and when those marriages end, who's left with custody of Korbett? I don't know. But his story is one that is destined to end in tragedy. A tragedy that will bring down the Muppet Empire someday. How, you may ask? I'll tell you how. In just a moment. Thinking back to Korbett's many, many appearances on The Muppet Show, they all have one thing in common. That thing is the catalyst that started a domino effect of a growing cancer that's expanding, like you frogs expand, within the heart of the Muppets. Somehow, the mere existence of this strange, beret-wearing, ear-having frog has created a rift in the space-time continuum and has broken the barriers of the multiverse. He is an anomaly that defies the laws of physics and logic. He is a frog that should not exist. You may be wondering why this is and how it all happened. Well, it's actually quite simple. No, wait, don't play the music yet. I was actually just getting to the good part. No, can you not?
Hello and welcome to 70 Years, 70 Muppets, a Muppet fan podcast presented by toughpigs.com. This is the podcast where we celebrate the Muppets' 70th anniversary with 70 straight weeks of spotlights on our favorite Muppets, from the most popular to the most obscure. I'm this week's one and only host, Shane Keating, and the Muppet of the Week is Korbett the Frog, my most favoritist Muppet of all time. If you could see my room right now, you'd see that I've got all the Korbett merchandise. I've got the Korbett plush doll, the Korbett abacus, the Korbett meat thermometer, and the rare Betamax copy of Korbett the Frog meets the Harmlin Globetrotters. But enough about me. Here to talk more about Korbett is a very special guest. You know him, you love him. Give a big hand for Mr. Lucas Ross.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, stop. Stop it, please. You're embarrassing me. Really. Stop. Stop it. Stop. Thank you.
Lucas, welcome back.
Well, it is definitely a pleasure to be here to talk about my favorite Muppet. And as some people might know, I share a special connection with Kermit because we both...
No. Sorry, Lucas. I believe you misheard. We're not talking about Kermit the Frog. We're talking about Korbett the Frog.
Sorry, what?
You know, Korbett.
What? No, I don't know him.
Oh, you know, he's blue. He's a frog. Wears a beret. loves tax season?
Listen, I have no idea what in the heck you're talking about. I've never heard of this guy in my whole life.
I gotta say, Lucas, a big Muppet fan like you and you don't know Korbett, can't say I'm not more than a little disappointed.
Disappointed? Disappointed? He's not a real Muppet. I think you guys are just making him up for some kind of sick, cruel joke.
All right, well, if you have nothing factual to say, then you're free to leave. Everybody, Lucas Ross, or whatever.
Whoa, don't boo me. No, don't boo me. Boo them. Oh, it's all lies. There's no such thing as Korbett. There's no such thing. Korbett is not real. Oh, forget it.
Hark! Did you hear that sound? That can only mean one thing. It's time for everybody's favorite segment, Muppet Tax Assessment. Yes, in honor of Korbett and his love of taxes, we're going to be examining Jim Henson's own tax return from 1977, graciously provided by the good folks at the Jim Henson Company Archives. Yup, definitely not stolen while Karen Falk was out having lunch. And boy, it's no wonder that dude had so much money to burn. Look at all these schemes he's gotten away with. Would you believe that in addition to his 5 children, Jim claimed Kermit, Fozzie, Grover, Splurge, Fleet Scribbler, and Frank Oz as dependents? And these deductions are wild. $600 on ping pong balls, $1,300 on cookies, $2,000 on leather jackets, $112,000 on sushi, and $50 on snake oil. And if that wasn't strange enough, apparently he was filing jointly with Mr. Snuffleupagus. That guy's not even real. He's imaginary. Man, if Korbett saw any of these, his beret would flip. Oh wow, would you look at that? Huh, we're all out of time. This episode felt a lot shorter for some reason. I wonder why that is. Ah well, as they say, time flies when you're having fun. Or, as Korbett would say, well, see ya!
70 Years, 70 Muppets is a Muppet fan podcast presented by ToughPigs.com, hosted by a whole myriad of people and edited by them as well. Produced by Jarrod Fairclough. The Muppet 70 logo used with permission by the Muppet Studio with thanks to Danny Iglesias, Frank Reif Snyder and Lee Slaughter. Don't forget to follow ToughPigs.com on all social media platforms. You can support us by heading to patreon.com/toughpigs or buying a t-shirt at tpublic.com/toughpigs.